What's up, guys? We're going to do a little advanced product design, little review on their carburetor. Now this is the second carburetor I've ordered from these guys. The other one was a 4150 flange. Just your standard carburetor, alcohol carburetor. And I'm going to be honest with you, right out of the box, I threw that thing on the Chevelle and that motor fired to life instantly. I mean, now granted, I had it running on gas and everything before, and all I did was switch the fuel pump, change some lines, and then I threw a alcohol A.P.D carburetor on it, and that thing fired right to life. I was absolutely amazed. This is their Dominator billet enforcer carburetor, 4500 flange. You know, Dominator, big bad boy. Take a look at this thing. 100% billet, all machined by A.P.D. Just take a look at it. This is a nice piece here. That is a really nice piece of equipment. Now, I haven't had it on the car and ran it yet. But they completely build these in-house. They build them, you call them up, you tell them what your car weighs, what cylinder heads you're using, what kind of intake you're using. You tell them your camshaft specs. You got to give them your your duration at 50, your intake center line, your maximum lift, all that good stuff. You got to tell them if you're using bigger, longer rockers. If you're not using standard length rockers and you're using more, you got to tell them all that stuff. You tell them what gear you're running, what size tire you got on the car, and obviously your cubic inch and what kind of compression ratio you got. And these guys have they knock it out of the park every time. I'm not the only guy that I know that uses their carburetors. When you walk through the staging lanes at the racetrack, you see A.P.Ds on just about every bracket car there. Anybody that's serious about winning, anybody that wants to win, is using one of these carburetors. The consistency factor with having a good carburetor is just phenomenal. You know, your old Hollies that you got laying around on the shelf, they're not going to be as consistent as an A.P.D carburetor. It's not spec'd. You tuned it, sure, it works great for you. I'm sure they're real responsive and everything, but it's not going to be dialed just for your application. Now, you know, I will say with any other carburetor, no matter where you get it from, you're going to have to do a little bit of your own tuning. But their tech support that they have there, they got a couple guys there. One of his names is Chris. I think Mark might be the owner. And I can't remember the other guy's name off the top of my head right now. I got it written down somewhere. But they're phenomenal to talk to. They all drag race. And they're real easy to talk to. And chances are whatever combination you have, they probably, either them or somebody they know that they help tune has the same combination you do, or real close, so they can help you get dialed in right away. And these guys, I mean, they'll spend a couple hours on the phone with you if they have to. Real great company though. Guy started in a 2-car garage, and now they're pretty big. They're getting bigger. I just want to give a big shout out to A.P.D and Chris and the guys over there. They did a real phenomenal job on this carburetor build here. You know, once we get it on the motor and we fire it off with alcohol, it got cold here again in Michigan, so it won't be getting lit off here in the next day or two. It'll be a few days from now. I just wanted to show you guys this thing and just give you an idea of the craftsmanship that goes into building one of these carburetors. I mean, just the way they set it all up, right off their flow benches and whatever else they use. I don't know. There's all kinds of carburetor science. I'm not no guru. I can make one work, but anyhow, that's all we got for you guys today. Keep in touch. Stay on the lookout. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Just ring that bell, hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and you'll stay if you subscribe. Notices will get sent straight to your phone if you have the notifications turned on, and you'll know when we post a video and we have this thing running on this motor, and you can experience the difference if you bounce back and forth from when it was on race gas to now. But to give you an idea of how good this thing looks to how crappy the other one looks on the car, let's take a walk to the car real quick. Now you can see a dramatic difference from this carburetor to that one. Granted, this is a 4150. This carburetor is just an 850. It's got the big Anro boosters in here, so if you wanted to make this carburetor a blow-through carburetor, you could. This carburetor is not a QFT. I had bought these float bowls aftermarket for the sight glass. You can obviously see I put billet metering blocks on this carburetor, and sure, I mean, on the street, I got this carburetor to work great on a little stocker 454 with a cam and some cylinder head work. This carburetor worked great on the street. At the racetrack, it will not perform nothing like that carburetor over there does. I mean, I guess we could go back and forth a bench race all night if we wanted to. And I don't really know, but I would assume that carburetor over there has got to give this motor another 20 to 40 horsepower just by bumping it from this one to that one. It might be more. I don't know if you throw it on a dyno and find out. Obviously, we're switching fuels, so that changes a few things too. But you can see the difference. Old school Holley, killer A.P.D billet enforcer dominator. Until next time, guys.